Good afternoon, good evening. What do we call it? Lunchtime for you. That is what it is, though. How you doing, mate? Welcome
I-
back to another episode, mate. How you doing, mate?
I'm great, man. Not as good as you guys are doing it right now. You guys are cooking over there.
Woo.
After yesterday, and we'll get into this. After yesterday,
Well,
I am concerned. Perch. I am concerned.
definitely. Where do you want to go? We normally we rotated. We started with Spurs last week. Let's go with you guys. Let's talk all things Arsenal. Let's start off. Big up to everyone in the chat. And, guys, get your questions in. Make sure you get your questions in. Smash the like button. Guys, as I always say, we are so close to the 2K. We are
Get up to the 2K.
38 subscribers away from 2,000. As I said, 38 subscribers. If we can get to the 2K, I do a giveaway on deadline day. What more? Any more A's, Y's? Anyway, let's talk about Arsenal. Let's start it off. I thought you were okay. I thought you were quite ordinary against Crystal Palace. They looked good yesterday, Palace. I thought it took a penalty to go and win it. Firstly, was it a penalty or not?
It was a penalty. I thought that was the only good thing Eddie Nketiah did yesterday was I think he drew that penalty on purpose. He was able at the last second to get the ball away from Johnston, and we finally big up Dal every single time. And he was able to draw the foul and draw the pen.
Yeah.
Like it was a nailed on pen. I don't think there was any question about it. And that was the only good thing I saw out of Eddie Nketiah. I still think he is not the long-term striker that we need. It's really brutal to watch our forward line right now. Saka kind of got put into a pocket yesterday. Mitchell contained him really, really well. I mean, Crystal Palace played well defensively. But
good
we're all
inside Palace. Always say that.
No, you can't take it away from Palace. They contained us. But I have big concerns about the formation that Arteta's trying to play.
Right.
And we can get into that. But I mean, again, Perchy, I talked about this last week, and I'll keep talking about it. Like this experimentation and trying to shoehorn Partey, Havertz, Odegaard, and Rice into a starting 11 in this 3-4-3 formation isn't giving us any goals. It's not actually giving us any end result.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Like, because I was sitting back and I won't get it. And listen, I don't support Arsenal, so I won't have a clue. You'll probably know a little bit more than I do.
Yeah.
What is this notion about getting Partey in at right back? It doesn't make sense. Thomas Partey is a destroyer in midfield.
Yeah.
Is it this whole inverted thing, which is similar? We'll get into Tottenham and how it worked quite well for us. But is it that what it is? Is he inverts and plays as a DM, but just playing as a centre midfielder, as a defensive midfielder, right?
Yeah. So all you need to do is look at it. I mean, it's a 3-4-3, but they're saying Partey is a right back. He's not playing right back. He doesn't spend any time in the field there. So when our back line yesterday was Tomiyasu, thanks for the red card, Saliba, and White in our back three, right? And then you had Partey playing as a right back where Ben White would normally play, but Ben White is playing on the right of a three at the back. So they're spreading that back line really, really far. And against teams like Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest, you're going to be able to get away with that because they're not going to score a lot of goals, right? But when we go up against teams like Brighton, like Tottenham, like Man City, that isn't going to work. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
And they're hoping that bolstering the midfield and piling players into the midfield is going to be a long-term strategy against some of the teams that know how to split you open. That's not going to work. So Partey is not playing right back. He's playing right back and then immediately going inverted into the midfield, and we're playing four midfielders. So it's not hard to see. A lot of people are being like, why is he playing him at right back? Yeah, he is playing. He's listed as a right back, but he's just an additional CDM. I don't like it because it's not yielding any results. We're not scoring any goals.
Well, this is what I'm gonna say. Like, you've got 2 wins out of 2.
Yeah.
So, like, on a table standpoint, nothing's gone wrong. But
no,
let's be honest with it though. Like, I don't think you've been convincing in both games.
No.
From what I've seen, from what I've watched and stuff, I thought Forest deserved a result against you lot. And I thought Palace were well in due to get a result yesterday. And I sit back and go, when you play some of the bigger boys in this league, they're going to cause a lot of problems for Arsenal. And you're getting away with it because you're no disrespect to Palace or Forest, but Arsenal should be beating those teams, right? Arsenal should be beating a Forest, should be beating a Palace. But the worry is one game, though, when you start playing a Brighton, a Brentford, Liverpool,
Brighton, Brentford,
Chelsea,
Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City, Man United. Man United look dead, but Man United, look, we have one more game to get this sorted out against Fulham, and we should easily be able to beat Fulham. I think Fulham are a dead squad right now, so we need to get this correct. Perchy, at this point, our goal difference, we should have 6 points and a goal difference of at least 4 with the competition that we played against and the people that we have in our squad, and we don't have that. What's our goal difference? 2? At the end of the day, and I said this last week, and I'm going to keep beating this drum, goal difference is going to end up mattering this season. Whether or not you think Man City's going to run away with the league, I don't think they are. But it's one of those things where we need to be beating these teams that we are supposed to beat handily.
Yeah.
Handily. We're big Arsenal, Perch. And this is what, I don't mind coming on a Tottenham channel and calling my own team out because the football has been disgusting to watch.
Yeah.
And obviously we went down to 10 men and we immediately started stinking the place out, replaced I don't remember who we replaced in the midfield for Gabriel, but no, it was Martinelli came off for Gabriel so we could bolster the defense and we stunk the place out for the rest of the game.
Well, you
can look at Arteta. He knew he got away with one. It's just frustrating to watch. It's frustrating to watch.
So I was going to say, why did Gabriel not start? Because I would have thought, surely, you look at the whole scheme of it, and I'd have gone, look at those defenders, and I'd have gone, for Arsenal, simple. You go, Ben White right back, Gabriel, Saliba, whichever way they fit in the back in a 2, and then at left back, okay, you've lost Timber, you've not got Zinchenko, maybe doesn't fancy Tierney, but who did he play at left back? I can't remember.
Tomiyasu.
So Tomiyasu, okay, fine. Tomiyasu can play left back. Okay. For me, I look at it, I go, as I said, I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I'm looking at it from an outside. I go, that's your back 4, right? Tomiyasu fills in at left back. You've got a right back in Ben White, Gabriel, and Saliba is your back 4. I don't understand this sort of shuffling of the deck. This is things you do in pre-season, right? Listen, if you'd have gone and
you didn't even do this during pre-season either. That's the pathetic part.
But that's my point, though. If at pre-season he puts Partey at right back, and you go, do you know what? He's trying something new. But if you didn't do it in pre-season, you shouldn't be doing it now. This is what I sort of side over to with Tottenham for just a second before we go into Spurs for a second. But this is why when everyone says to me, put Son down the middle, Porro at right wing, I go, well, no, because we didn't do that in pre-season. Whether I think that Son down the middle, for me personally, would fit, yes. But we didn't do that once in pre-season. And that, for me, would be a massive worry if my manager starts changing it game week 2, and we haven't even done any training in actual games with it. Listen, if down the line it doesn't work and we have to put Son down the middle or injuries cause us to, then you just have to do it. But for me, to see Partey right back for 2 games now at Arsenal, I sit and go, that's going to be a problem down the line, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know when. Who have you got next?
Yeah, so we got Fulham next at the Emirates. We should clean that one up.
Should be winning that, yeah.
And I'm not. The problem, if you had asked me at the beginning of the season what my scoreline prediction would be for that, I would say 4-0 easy, and then we move on to United at Old Trafford. But we'll see what happens. So to answer your question about why Gabriel is sitting, I don't think it has anything to do with Gabriel. It has everything to do with the formation. So I was saying before, he wants a left back at that left center back in a 3-4-3 position. Saliba, who is far and away better than Gabriel. Let's just have it right. I think he's the best center back. I think Saliba is arguably the best center back in the league. We can have that discussion. And then on the right, he's actually playing Ben White, who is an actual right back. But we're playing Perchy. We're playing 3 at the back and having Party go inverted. Like, I don't understand why we just don't say it's a 3-4-3. That's what we're playing. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I think we need to go back to 4 at the back. We cooked on that formation last season. That's what this team is used to. That's what this team was built to do. Like, bringing in, I'm sorry. If you feel like you have to start Havertz because you're paying him way too much, he needs to start producing. If we're gonna start sitting the likes of Gabriel, because Gabriel comes in and actually produces. He came in and shut things down last night. Excuse me. So where my frustration comes in, Perch, is that if we aren't getting the production out of these midfielders that we expect, then why are we starting them? I don't care how much they're getting.
Agreed.
Paid. So
I agree.
Martin Odegaard, real quick. Martin Odegaard, pen, got it done. Didn't produce much in the midfield, but he actually scored. So having him on the field, it was good for us. Rice, arguably our man of the match. Arguably.
Yeah.
Played great. I would say Saliba is a shout for that as well, but Rice played his absolute tail off. And then you have Party, who are always comes in and does a job. Who in our midfield is not producing?
That's
Kai
fair.
Havertz.
Yeah, I will stand by. I stand by that. What a weird signing. I'll stand by it.
I'm done, Perch. I'm done on the Havertz train. And there's I saw an AFTV today, and I was going to put a video out about it, but I might as well just put.
Do it.
I might as well just say it now.
Do it on my show.
I might as well just say it now. You have Julian and Cecil outside of Selhurst Park, saying, "Oh well, if you don't understand what Havertz is doing, then." And what Havertz and Nketiah are doing, you don't have a deep appreciation for the game. I'm sorry, what? I have a deep appreciation for players putting in a shift and scoring goals and being a part of goal contributions. Havertz has done zero. Tell me a good match to play that Havertz has had. He's looked like a ghost out there. He does Geist in German for the, it's one of those things, guys, where we bring this guy in. We're complaining about Saka not doing a good job. We have a guy out there getting paid 300 bags a week doing absolutely nothing. At least Saka's trying to generate something. Havertz is doing nothing to produce in our midfield. I am not hearing this, oh, well, you don't have a deep appreciation for the game. You don't know what he's doing off the ball. I see what he's doing off the ball. He's doing nothing. He's standing there. So I'm sorry, I'm not hearing it. I'm off the Havertz train. Like, I wanted to back him. I wanted it to work out. But like Mason Mount, he's not doing anything for the club. He's not producing. So I'm done with this. Clip it. I don't care. I'm done.
And you've made a good point there. And by the way, just so you know, that is 100% getting clipped up. And that is going on.
I don't care. Do it. 100%. Do it. Tag me. I don't care.
Just listen, it's all about it. Listen, we've got to play the game. You know what I mean? Play the game. But on a serious point, if I was sat there and I was the Chelsea ball guy, and they're all moaning about me, they're all moaning about us and all that lot, they're sitting back going, we just got £130 million for Kai Havertz and Mason Mount. They must be sitting back going, you can do whatever you say, whatever you want.
We sponsored that Caicedo deal, Perchy.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's amazing when you think about it.
No, when you think about it, it's mind-boggling what we do for that club.
Yeah.
We take their dead wood and we pay for their future. It's the way of the Arsenal.
But this is the thing, though, and the irony is what is going to be happening soon, potentially rather than later. You're also there. You're going to fund him as striker. It looks like in Florian Balogun. If the rumors are true,
oh God! If we let Chelsea go, if we let Balogun go, I'd rather let him go to Fulham before we play Fulham. I do not want to see Flo Balogun in a Chelsea shirt because guess what? Under Poch by next season, he'll be cooking. Like I rate Flo Balogun, not just because he's an American.
I think he's a good player and he had a good season last. And Chelsea are crying out for that sort of box poacher in the box, right? And he's that sort of player. Listen, I mean, he was linked with us. I mean, let's be honest. When was the last time Spurs and Arsenal did business? And when I say business, I mean actual business between the two clubs, not free transfers. I mean, the crazy thing.
Or he's not going to Spurs. Sorry.
Oh, no. I don't see us buying him. I think we're still very much heavily involved with Gift Orban, which we'll get into in just a little bit.
Yeah, I'm curious what you think about that. Go ahead.
We are. But yeah, no, I'm worried about. And listen, I say worried. I say it collectively for an Arsenal percent. I'm not worried as a Spurs fan, but I sit back and go, I think Arsenal is going to start unraveling this. Unless you fix it. Like, listen, we say this, and you could go and host Fulham and then absolutely stonk them 3 or 4-0, and you go, okay, maybe. Do you know what? 3 wins out of 3, can't argue. But I don't think Arsenal look comfortable yet. But listen, but I will flip it and say the only positives are you're winning games. Look at other teams. Look at Man United. We'll delve into them in it shortly. Look at Chelsea.
Yeah.
They're not winning games of football at the moment. They're not winning games of football. Chelsea's still yet to win a game of football. Man United look very, very average in both against Wolves and then against us, which we'll delve into. But and guys in the chat, guys, if you've got any questions as well for either of us, we'll do that in the last sort of 10, 15 minutes of the segment. So yeah, get them in and we'll delve into it and stuff. Let's quickly just delve through some comments because I am being a bit slack on them whilst we've been chin wagging away. Jaminio's gone with Gabriel didn't start because Arteta is arrogant. Simple as that. I read somewhere that he was linked to go to Saudi Arabia or somewhere. Is this true or not?
It's not going to happen. He's staying. I think they put in some inquests and Arteta and Arsenal said he wasn't for sale. Thank goodness.
Oh, fair enough. Big up Anthony Herbert. Big up TJ. Like I said, on last night's show, we got to play 4-2-3-1 Partey and Rice in the middle. This is exactly how I would. That's exactly how I would have lined it up. Yep. And then when Jesus comes back, you put Jesus down the middle. Trossard can go out either on the left or the right, and then put Saka on the other. Or you've got Martinelli and all that. Look, you've got numbers.
I wouldn't mind seeing a rotation, to be honest.
Something, you know what I mean. Yeah. But you sit back and look back and go, if I'm coaching, surely that's the way you go. Partey and Rice, you've got your destroyer and you've got your traveller and the transitional player in a Declan Rice. You can travel a little with the ball and stuff. And then you've got an Odegaard who's a very good number 10. And it just to allow that for me is what you call a settle 3. We'll talk about Tottenham in a second, but about settle 3s in midfield. But that's how I would look at it. But the Tomiyasu second year was one of the many wrong refereed all this season. Yeah. I think it was
harsh. It was harsh. It was very harsh.
It's always one of those though. If you give the referee to make a decision, it's always going to be like, do you know what I mean? It may be hard. I didn't see it. So, but
he got his first yellow on it. That ref was taking the absolute piss. Perchy, the first yellow that Tomiyasu got was because of a long throw, because he took too long to throw the ball in.
Anthony Dill's gone. Spuds will not score. We'll get into that because my star boy got on the score sheet, and we'll talk about him my star boy, Pape Mata Star. What a player, by the way.
He had a great game.
Salah ain't the best centre back in the league. He's top 5. But yeah, I agree. I think Saliba's one of those. He can become
so good.
I think Saliba's one of those that he's not world class now, because I'm not one of these that just uses the world class card very quickly. World class is a very niche market. He will get there. I think for his age, he's going to become a very, very good centre half. Your worry is when the likes of Real Madrid are knocking the door, Barcelona. Do you know what I mean? The big boys are knocking on the door. I think you'll struggle to hold on to him. But if you get 150 million quid for him, you're not complaining, are you? No. He's a top boy.
Top player.
Havertz was a money laundering scheme or a tax write-off. But if that's the case, then why are you letting him go? Why are you signing him from Chelsea? I'm glad Odegaard took the penalty, not Saka. I'm not. I wanted Saka to take the penalty because I got him in my fantasy team. Absolute shambles.
Oh, what a take from Odegaard, though. Let's be real. What a take.
Yeah, listen, no, fair play. Big up on that. Yeah. Rice gets a 0 in player ratings from me, TJ. The only player in the team that I dislike more than Kai Havertz, Jaminho. Sorry, I think Declan Rice is unbelievable.
Jaminho's Irish, so he has it out.
Yeah, I know. He is. He's just bitter. Football banter is always biased. Not all the time. I think we have a little bit of banter. We joke. I mean, let's be honest. Your AFTV mob haven't got a foggiest, have they? They haven't got a clue. I think I know. Is this the fella that said the 3.33% comment? Am I right in this is the fella we're talking about, right?
Yes.
Oh, Kai Havertz. People look at the 3.33%. Blah blah blah. Get in the bin. Anyone? No. Do you know what? I'm
exactly.
I'm talking about it from a football fan. This isn't about Spurs or Arsenal. Anyone that whips out a percentage like that about a football player, get in the bin. I can watch it with my eyes and go, he's an all right player. He's a technically good player, but he doesn't really do much. Doesn't do much. And listen, when you're spending the money that you spend, Tony, I literally clicked on it there. The 3.3%, yeah, but no one knows what no one looks at the 97.67%. Get in the bin. No, I mean,
there are no amount of stats that can back up Kai Havertz in the way that he played.
I agree. I just find it absolutely mental. Like absolutely mental. Listen, I'll be honest. The AFT crowd and stuff. Listen, big up to those. Like they've done well in what they've done in there. But let's be honest, all their stuff is clickbait, and it's there to clickbait. It's there to get reactions because you go on and start and listen. That's all it's all about with them lot. Big up to Alan for the raid. Much love. Thank you so much. Big up time added on. We love Alan. Guys new in here, you know the drill. You guys are all the real ones on my channel. You know the absolute drill. Smash the likes. Come on, 50 likes. Come on, let's do this. And go over and subscribe to TJ Warren over there. He does some amazing work. Yes, he's a gooner, but he's a top bloke. Let's now all the Spurs lot have come into the chat. Let's talk about Tottenham.
Man,
and I'll tell you what, after our chat, last week, we had this chat about last week about going, and you went, oh, is it sustainable? Is it going to happen?
It's looking sustainable right now.
And Ange Postecoglou is the best thing to happen to this football club for nearly a decade. This man, I absolutely adore Ange Postecoglou. I don't care if it's 2 games. I don't care if I'm overreacting, if I'm getting too pumped. I absolutely love everything about him. His no-nonsense in press conferences, his witty banter in interviews, the way he talks. He makes me want to run through a brick wall as a fan. And all the Spurs lot in the chat, I hope you agree with me. When he sits there and says, there's no BS anymore with him. I was done with the cryptic messages and, maybe. He comes out and says about, he came out and said the other about signings and said, do you need any more? So yes, I need more. I want 2 or 3 more players. But the biggest problem at the moment is offloading them. That's our plan, our strategy. I know who I want. It just means about offloading, which I love. None of this, maybe I don't mind what I've got, blah, blah, blah. No. Boom. Say it how it is. When he talks about, when he spoke about halftime, because let's be honest, I think, in all fairness, I think we probably should have been behind at halftime. I think Man United had 2 gilt-edged chances they missed. Rashford should have scored his header. And Bruno Fernandes should have scored. How he didn't and put it over the bar like he did, should have scored.
Fernandes should have scored. Rashford should have scored. They missed their chances for sure.
In that first half, if we were 2-0 down at halftime, you'd have gone, do you know what? We probably deserve that. They were the better team for the bulk of the first half. But we weren't. And I thought we were brilliant second half. I thought we came out and it was probably the best 45 minutes of football I've seen us play in 5-6 years. Unbelievable. High energy, pressing. Sarr was incredible. Basuma, what a football player. Those 2 in midfield start on the weekend. You can't change it for me. Can't change those 2. Those 2 start for me, whatever.
Yeah.
But the one thing while I was talking about the manager, though, said in his interview at the end after the game, and went, They went, look, you went in the break and Man United probably had the better chances. He went, yeah, no, I agree. We looked nervy, but we had a 20-year-old who made his debut in his first home game in Udogie. Pape Sarr's only 20. Van der Ven's 22. Kulusevski's 23. Porro's 23. And he's going, they're young lads. This is a new system that they're playing. And I said, all I did is reinforce them at halftime. I said, listen, guys, you guys are good enough here. You can beat these. Just have a bit of faith in it. We came out with all the energy, high intensity, and that second half, as I said, some of the best football I've seen. And the atmosphere at the stadium was incredible. Yeah, people might banter going, oh, it's the first home game and all going. I don't think that was what it was all about. It wasn't that we beat Man United. It felt like we got our football club back. This is the Tottenham I love. Intense football, real feel-good atmosphere at the club. And it's the first time in about 4 years I've gone, do you know what? I love Tottenham again. I love what... Me and you spoke last season.
Yeah.
And me and you were chatting on and off screen, like in certain different streams here and there. And I was saying to you, I just hate watching us play last year. Hated everything about us. I hated the manager. I hated a lot of the players. I couldn't stand some of them. I couldn't stand the fact that it doesn't matter how good or how bad you were, we were just playing the same people were playing. Like, and for me, it's the first time I've gone, do you know what? Okay, after that game, I watched every minute of it. Normally, last season, I was watching a bit of it. I'd have it on and go, oh, we've done that. Oh, we've conceded again. Oh, we've conceded again. Oh, we've scored. Great. Move on. I'll carry on with my day. Yeah. Carry on doing the dishes. I sat there and watched every second of the game. Every second, glued to it. And as I said to you, I genuinely feel optimistic as a Spurs fan for the first time. And I feel like we've got a manager that, for once, isn't here because he isn't here at this football club because he's doing us a favour. He's here because he wants to be here. And who knows? Listen, I'm not just going to jump the gun. And listen, I still think we're 2 or 3 signings away from really, really pushing on. But if we play like that most weeks, we'll beat teams. And we'll beat the big boys this season. We'll cause a problem against the big boys this season.
Do you think that...
Go on, mate,
I was going to say, do you think that if you guys hit a rough patch, there's going to be the same amount of support behind Ange? Like, I'm talking like a 4 or 5 game losing streak, because it could happen, right? Football's a funny game. Do you think that the Spurs fans will continue to back? Do you think Levy will continue to back? Like, I respect Postecoglou as a manager. I think he's done a great job. And then, so that's my first question. My second question is do you think the weight has been lifted partially because the Kane saga is finally over? Big up Jaminho. Yes, absolutely subscribe to me. But yeah, do you think it's because the Kane saga is over that you guys can finally move on and start concentrating?
Agreed. I absolutely agree. I think, listen, the Kane saga had to end. Whether or not I loved Harry Kane, and I always say this, I said, I've got pictures everywhere of Harry Kane around it. I loved him. What a football player. But we had to move on from this. If he stayed, listen, we'd have scored. Listen, I think Harry Kane would be on 5 or 6 goals by now, probably. It'd have scored a couple of hat-tricks. I mean, the amount of chances we create. But yeah. What I always said, I said, you've got to think about what would happen. If Harry Kane stayed, yeah, we'll lose him on a free. But what would happen at every single press conference from now until the end of the season? If we win, oh, what's the situation with Harry? He scored a hat-trick today, blah, 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 blah. Like, is he any closer to signing? Yeah. Every single week. He then doesn't get interviewed about the game, about his setup, about his tactics, what he thought was good, what he thought was bad about the game. For me, as the club put, listen, the club love PR. Arsenal is great as well. But our club, Tottenham and Arsenal, love a PR move. Now, the club have put a PR move out. At the start of the season, they put this video out for about a minute or 2 minutes long. And all they put on the caption on Twitter was new era. And it was one of these pumped up videos where the players do the slow look, all this crap. The panning into the stadium and all this crap. Great. But now the club are accountable. They can't shoot this guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're
because
right.
Now,
you got a point.
You can't go and put PR out about a new era, and then after 3 or 4 losses back to back, you shoot the manager. You can't do it. I said to you on the first episode of this, Guys, go back if you haven't watched it. It was good. Watch them all.
Great episode. Watch all of them.
Great episode. Listen, go watch them all. Go and watch them all. I'm going to set up a playlist of them all and have them all. And what we'll do is get everyone to watch them from start to end. Everyone go and watch the 38 hours of each week, match week and stuff. But on a serious level, mate. On a serious level, like for me, I said from day one, I don't care where we finish as long as you don't get relegated. The only time we hit the panic button and sack Postecoglou is if he's put us in a relegation fight. And based on the way we're playing, we're not going to be there, right? I think that's fair. We're not going to be in a relegation fight, which people thought we were, by the way, if we lose Harry Kane. We're not. For me, that's the only situation where you hit the panic button. Anything else, don't want to hear it. Give this guy the keys. It's not going to be done overnight. We're gonna have players that we don't want here at the end of in the next 9 days when the window shuts. So the next window, we've got to offload more. The following summer, offload more. Bring more in. Make this new era and start it afresh, right? It's build and build and build. And listen, I'm excited. I will be genuinely honest. The way we played football, I genuinely think is an absolute breath of fresh air. And I just want to say big up to David Shaw for the super chat. Big up to you, my friend. Woo! To be fair, and he is not a snobby clickbaity. I'm not going to say it just in case, because I want to be monetized. He's straight down the line. He also doesn't care what is spoken about him. Agreed. Do you remember what? You may not know. When he went to Celtic, do you remember what he said about when fans were like, "Who the hell is this guy?" Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Do you know what he said? Someone interviewed him, and when he said the fans didn't have a clue who you are, they didn't want you, blah blah blah. And he went, "That's fine. I'll prove to them that why I should be at this club." Did you also hear him say about the cheering in the stadium? Did you hear this?
No, I didn't hear this.
So he got interviewed in his press conference. His pre-game, he said, "So Ange, what are your thoughts about the fans creating a chance for you and all this blah blah blah?" He went, "I don't deserve it." And I went, "What do you mean you don't deserve it?" I said, "I haven't done anything yet." I said, they should be chanting for me. I said, I'm grateful. He said, "I'm grateful, but I don't deserve it just yet. Once I start doing something at this football club, they have a right to chant my name until I do something." And do you know what? I loved it. People took that as a negative somehow. And I said, no, do you know what? I love that. I love that massively. Like the manager of my football club saying, I want to achieve stuff here. None of this top four crap anymore. I don't want any more of it. And listen, I'll be honest. I think we are going to be absolutely fine this season. Big up everyone. Big up everyone. Woo! Few people have just put in big up everyone. Yeah, big up. Big up Scarfy. This man, go subs to Harry Scarf, by the way. Scarfy Spurs, what a channel, by the way. Love you, mate. You're a top bloke, real nice guy. And you do have an amazing channel. Here's a question. 10 days left. 10 days left, right? So, right. Guys, also before we carry on, guys, if you have any questions, guys, whack them in the chat and we'll do them in the last 10, 15 minutes. We're going to go for another 20 more minutes. As I said, whack them in the chat and we will answer them right at the end of the show. So let's talk about Gift Orban and any other signings, by the way. Arsenal on the same breath as well. Spurs looks like now that have been annoyed at the up in a price at the last minute for Gift Orban because of a new Fulham and Lille have come in last minute now to try and take this deal. I am a big fan of this player. Done a lot of research on him. I think I spoke to you about it 3 weeks ago when I was one of the first Spurs YouTubers to put a video about this kid. No one had a clue who he was. I did so much research on him. And genuinely, I'm sitting there. I love his story, by the way. His story is brilliant. I think I've mentioned it to you before.
Yeah, you mentioned it, and I went and watched his compilations. I mean, he's a baller. So.
What a football player.
Yeah.
He's a baller. Just go and get him, Spurs. Yeah, if it's going to cost us 40 million quid, great. Go and get this kid. This kid is special. What you don't want him to go to a Lille and then go to a PSG, or go to a Fulham and then go to a Liverpool or a Man City. That's the problem. We need to be now. Go and get this lad. Big up
What do you
Ross,
think
by
of
the
the
way.
people? What do you think of the people saying that he's not worth 40 million? Because I had to have that same conversation around Declan Rice, saying, "Oh well, he's not worth around 100 million." Well, that's what the market is asking for. So pay the money or get out of the game. That's my question. That's my
this is the thing though. Like, if we'd done it earlier, we'd have paid 30 million quid, right? Do it
yeah.
properly. You get him for 30 million quid. That was the asking price 3 weeks ago. Get it
You
done.
guys just got 110 million for Kane. Like, why not just pay the money? Pay the money.
Well, but this is the thing. I think with us, optimism hat is on. The optimistic.
Yeah, I can see that.
What I think, no, but this is what I think with Orban. My genuine thing with Orban right now is that Orban is going to join Tottenham as soon as we've offloaded 2 or 3 players, and I think it will go up all the way to deadline day, and we will get the job done. For me, I want him in. I think he's a very, very good football player. I think he's talented, and I just sit back and go, guys, we need to be getting this lad. Like, we have to. We don't want. I think it's going to be one of those players. Me and you will be talking in 12, maybe or 12 or 24 months' time, and he's just signed for £100 million to Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, or whatever, and we've gone, he should have been a Spurs player.
Yep.
For me, get it done. Just go and get this done. Listen, it's one of those, I would take the gamble on him. Do you know what I mean? You know when someone goes, oh, he's only 20 years of age. Is he worth a risk? Yes. Because, do you know what I love? And this is one that I'd like to get your thoughts on. You know when people go, oh, but he's only doing it in the Belgium league. Yeah, but he's doing it in the Belgium league at that level. Like, you know, when they always say, like, if there's a player in a lower league and he's far greater than that league, right? And he's scoring. He scored 6 goals and the season started about 3 weeks ago. He's already scored 6 goals. He's already scored a hat-trick, by the way. He's already scored a hat-trick. This kid has scored 6 goals in 6 appearances already this season, if you count it in all competitions. And for me, just go and get this lad. Don't waste any more time. Listen, get it done. I want to hear in the next few days that a fee's been agreed. The lad is on his way. He wants to come to the Premier League. Just get it done. Because it will really, really frustrate me if we don't, basically. I think really frustrate me.
The fact that Richarlison is not going to produce, like the guy is an actual, I'm glad he does the prue thing because he is an actual pigeon. The guy is a Muppet. He is not good. Okay. So if you guys are serious about moving up and moving past this Richarlison act, because that's exactly what it is, go out and get Orban. He's not going to come good for you guys. He's not.
Well, the thing is Richarlison's always one of those. It's about arm around the shoulder, and he needs a bit of confidence. But there's all the work in having the arm around the shoulder, but you have to score goals.
We have an arm around the shoulder kind of guy. His name's Eddie Nketiah. He hasn't done anything for us either. He scored one goal. One notable goal against Nottingham Forest that was literally a tap in. Other than that, he hasn't scored for us since Man United and that dumb song came out. So do you guys want to have that same repeat with Richarlison? I think they're very, very close to the same thing. Very, very close to the same thing. Whereas Orban, it's a gamble. It's a $40 million gamble. But we just, like, in terms of the actual market and what you're getting out of the player, it's really not that much money for an out striker that can score.
Listen, hear me out. This is the theory on it. If he can cost us 40 million quid, let's just say hypothetically this kid becomes it. He becomes it. Yeah. At 20 years of age, you've got him for 10 years, right? If he stays on, or you sell him for a big fee in 5 years' time, whatever. Who cares? But theoretically, at a 20-year-old, you could have a kid for 10 years.
Well, you guys can pull a Chelsea and sign him for 7 years. You guys aren't in any UEFA competitions. You guys could sign him for that long if you wanted to.
Exactly. And big up Danny, by the way. Big up to you. Big support of the channel, mate. I hope you're well. Orban is hope. Ivan Toney's already proven it. I'd pick Toney all day. The only difference here, and I'll get your thoughts on Ivan Toney, it doesn't really fit the system. I don't want to. It's square pegs, round holes, right? Toney's a bit of a bully up top. The way that we play isn't going to be about having a bit of a bully up top. And even so, you're going to have an Ivan Toney that hasn't kicked a football until January. So it's a bit of a worry. And Brentford are going to be wanting how much? 70? 80? They've seen the fee for Evan Ferguson's 120 million quid. They're going to look going, well, this lad's better right now. We want a slice of the pie, 100 mil. For me, for me, it's all about that though. Like that's the thing. I like Orban. I like the rawness of him. I think he would thrive in this system, as Mark Cook said. Bang on, he will thrive in this system. And listen, once that attacking three starts clicking, you'd put in a little bit of a Stardust, a bit of an unpredictable striker. He gets goals, right?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I'm looking in the chat and it's just like, yeah, it's a gamble, but look at what you currently have in there at your number 9. I would say a $40 million gamble is better than what you currently have in there at your number
Agreed.
9.
Well, we've got a £60 million one that's not scoring goals.
Not doing anything.
So that's exactly it. That is exactly it. Guys, if you want to get your questions, let's do some questions. Before we do that, are Arsenal linked with anyone at the moment, and who are they?
Not really. No. Nothing nothing serious.
So do you think there's no more business can be done for Arsenal now?
If there's anything, there's going to be outgoings. We're looking at, so we could get it. This might be too long of a subject, but Nicola Pepe has now joined the team again.
Yeah, what is that all about?
I think Reece Nelson is more hurt than people let on, and then they need somebody to back up Saka. I'm all for it. We paid the money for him. We're not going to get rid of him.
Surely he should have been back in the squad anyway, right?
I agree with you. Yeah, but
where was he?
He never clicked with Arteta. So he was on loan.
I knew he was on loan.
I don't remember who he was even freaking on loan for, but
he didn't do very well last season.
Yeah, Nice. Yeah, right, exactly. So he didn't click at Nice. They sent him back. They didn't want to buy him. And we're about to terminate his contract, but they had some sort of come to Jesus thing where now he is now in the team. And I think that is because Reece Nelson is not coming back anytime soon. And they aren't willing to go out and buy a right winger. That's the only thing. I thought about this last night, Perchie. I'm like, that's the only thing that really makes sense is that Reece Nelson isn't coming back anytime soon. They need somebody to back up Saka. We have too many competitions coming up, especially with the Champions League, for there to not be a suitable backup to Bukayo Saka. And whether you could argue whether or not Pepe will be that guy, but he's better than nothing. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
He's better than what anything is about in the market. The last thing that I heard regarding transfers is that Sambi Lakanga is linked to Brighton. So I would say sell him to Brighton, maybe put a buyback clause on him and see if Brighton can get a tune out of him. But other than that, I haven't seen anything since we brought in Raya. And it's concerning, Perchie, because we really wanted to get that out and out striker, somebody to come in and at least challenge at number 9, because Eddie Nketiah isn't doing it. We know Havertz isn't going to be doing it, and Jesus is out for 6 months, or not 6 months. Sorry, I was talking about Timber. He's out for at least another 6 weeks. Sorry. So, yeah. Big up Phil P, by the way. I'm not too nice to be a gooner. I just haven't gotten.
No, I was going to get. I just
haven't gotten mad enough yet. I have no reason.
Is TJ too nice to be a gooner? He's a lovely bloke, and he's one of the nicest guys. One of the only nice gooners.
I'll not be nice, okay, Phil? But you don't need to be there for
that. Big up to Phil P. We love Phil P
every time.
Top guy. Guys in the chat, come on. There's over 70 of you in here, and there's 41 likes. Let's get 9 more likes. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. As I said at the top of the show, if we get to 2,000 subs, I will give away a mystery shirt, but if it's done before deadline day. We're now 2 more subs, so big up to the 2 new subscribers. Woo! We're at 1,961, so that's 37 away. We are so close.
And Perchie,
thank you so much for subbing.
I am 3 subs away from 450 people. I see a ton of people in the
chat.
Get those subs right now. 3 subs. I swear, I'm very entertaining. You think I'm good yelling here? I'm yelling on my channel 100% of the time.
Exactly. Go and sub, man. And big up Mark Cook with the question. Question like, who plays for Madders at Bournemouth I'm assuming if Madison is out injured. For me, try Kulu in there for once. Mark, I'll answer this one. I'll see what TJ thinks. For me, you've got to go and put Lo Celso in. You have to. You drop Lo Celso into that because listen, what's the point if you don't? That's how I would do it personally. What are your thoughts?
I would do the same. I mean, so what would be your midfield then? Lo Celso, Basuma, Skip.
Sarr.
Yeah.
He'll go Sarr definitely now.
Okay.
It'd be mad to drop Sarr after his performance.
Yeah, what a great. He had a great game against United. So yeah, no, I would agree with Lo Celso. Give him a shot. He just won the Europa League. Give him a shot. Why not?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Lo Celso will be fine. I think you drop him in. And big up to David Sharp with another super chat. TJ, us Aussie appreciate your fronting us cobbler.
I don't even know what that means. What does that even mean?
I'm trying to work out. Big up, David. Big up, David. Much love to you, mate. Big up. Thank you so much for the super chat. Both of them today. Thank you. Let's just go and have a look. Any more questions? Why am I going to sub to an Arsenal channel? No offense. Nah, listen. He's a top bloke. Be nice.
Daniel. Daniel, I have just as many Spurs fans on as I do Arsenal fans, to be honest.
He does, to be fair. He gets a lot of Spurs on. A lot of Spurs stuff over there. Listen, TJ's really good in the community. Just because he supports an awful football side, still go and give him some support. It's all about the yelling. I'm not sure what you mean.
It's all about the rants.
Am I yelling?
I know it brings it in. You're not yelling, but
I think drama what it is.
People in perch.
It's because I shouted in my short. I'm trying to be a bit more clickbaity, and my stuff doesn't seem to get a lot of clicks. So I'm just trying to push it out there. Cobber means chief, right? I see.
Oh, okay, got
it. It means mate, right? Okay, I get you.
Big up.
Perchy, you're deluded if you think any club can bully us for Saliba. I'm sorry. I'm not deluded. If Real Madrid come knocking for Saliba,
everybody has a price.
I'm not deluded. Hear me out. I'm sorry. I have to call this guy out because that's madness.
Go.
If Man City, I'm going to pick 4 teams here. Man City, Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, and Barcelona. I'm just going to pick those 4 for this conversation. If they put £100 million or £120 million on the table tomorrow, Arsenal accept it, right? Do you agree? 120, 130?
It would have to be 130.
Maybe not right this second because the window's closing. I'm saying like at the beginning of the transfer window, they went, our main target is Saliba. The player will go to Real Madrid. He'll go to Man City.
If the player wants to go and they're putting that money on the table, he'll be gone. That's not a question. 130 million?
Yeah, exactly. I agree. Question, play Solomon on the wing, son of striker. Ranja, everyone keeps telling me this. But it's not going to happen. He can't do it. Whether I want it or not, you've got to keep Richarlison down the middle. For now, as I said, our next games at the moment are Bournemouth away, Fulham in the Cup away. Then we play Sheffield United at home, Burnley away. That's 4 games of football that we need. That's 4 games of football that we have to go and give him the opportunity. If he doesn't score by then you go, fair enough. Where's the link? The link for, I don't know. Not sure.
The link for my channel is in the description, everybody. Sub.
Oh, the link for, the link. Yeah, sorry, the link for his channel. Sorry, the link's in the description below.
Oh, it's Chris. Thank you, Chris. I see it in the comments.
Go and sub. Big up. Thanks very much, Mark. We're going to wrap up in a minute because I have to go and record a podcast with Ross. He was in here a bit, and James for the Hotspur Way podcast, which I'll be recording literally after this. Awesome. So I can't stay too long. Guys in the chat, if you're new here, please like and subscribe to the channel. Go and subscribe over to TJ as well. And just to say, finish off, Rinketic, the porch jokes are going to keep going, by the way. I respect it. That guy was mad for calling me that weeks ago, but he's still going live twice. I'm going to be live for a 3rd time, literally in an hour's time at 9 o'clock. Yes, I am. I'm grinding today for members only. So guys in the chat, if you want to be involved with it, at 9 o'clock, so in an hour after this, I'm going live doing a members only stream. If you want to join, the memberships are just below. It's just going to be only for you members, and you're all welcome on. The link's there. You go to the community page, the StreamYard link's there in the community page, obviously in the members side of things. So only members get access to that link. and we're going to have a little bit of a members chat for maybe about 45 minutes to an hour, and we're going to sit back and have a little bit of a chilled one as a group of us. So, guys, if you want to join the membership now and you'll be involved, you can be involved in that later on today, and it is just going to be a real chilled one. Oh, I see. Okay, my guy, big up, guys. Four more to get to the 50. Let's get to 50. That's the rules, right? Big up, Kaufman, the lean, mean, moderating machine. Barcelona can bugger off. For who? I'm sorry. Leave Barcelona. I live here.
Yeah.
Exactly. Oregon Goon is right. Madrid to get anyone they want. No football player. I don't care how good you are. You do not turn down Real Madrid. You do not turn down Real Madrid. That's the rules. Oh, and a big shout out. I can't pin it, but David Schlar has gifted a sub to, is that Donald Dickinson? So Donald Dickinson, you've been gifted a sub by David. So big shout out. Make sure you send the love to him. Big up, David, for gifting a sub. Thank you so much. You guys are all welcome on later on today. Last question from Nate MB, and then I do have to finish up, mate. Do you think Fulham or Sheffield United could get a result against Man City without Pep?
No.
Are we going to answer this together? No.
No.
Man City are in cruise control right now. Cruise control. TJ, Matt, I'll leave the final word to you, and then we do have to wrap up.
Hey, no, thank you, everybody. Great show again. Perch, these are a lot of fun. It's a great way to break up my Tuesday. I'm going to go back to work after this. Follow me at TJ Warren TV.
Thank you to Chris Peters. Have you got to 450? Have you got to 450?
We're at 448. 2 more subs, people.
2 more. Come on. There must be 2 of you in here. Go and subscribe to TJ and help him out.
Yeah.
Listen, you don't just a click of a button and just help him out. Listen, let's get him to 450 now. Come on. We're gonna wrap up in 2 minutes. Quickly wrap up now, but go and subscribe. Thanks, guys, for coming on. That was a good laugh. I had a good one there. That was good. And if you go back and watch it, and big shout out if you're here and you're watching it as playback. Massive shout out to you guys. Like, subscribe to all the channels, Spurs community. Go and subscribe to TJ. Help each other out. Listen, we're all here together. Thanks very much, guys. We're going to head out. Guys, thank you very much. TJ, I'll see you this time next week.
See you next week, brother.
Peace out, guys. Have a good one.
And here's Kane. He sits on Tottenham's loftiest perch, beyond even the great Greaves. Spurs' most lavish